What does the Mayor of 1998 think of the city's future? Former Mayor of Christchurch, Gary Moore, had his say at the council's long-term plan hearings, saying what he'd do if he was in the hot seat again. The current mayor on one side, a former mayor on the other. Gary Moore entered back into his old stomping ground, sharing his views for the future city. He served from the late 90s up to 2007, taking the reins off now Deputy Mayor Vicky Buck. But there was a little confusion as to who was the current mayor.
Presentation as mayor of I got confused trying to remember that you were deputy mayor, not mayor.
I do too. All jokes aside, Moore has made a submission to the draft long-term plan hearings at the Christchurch City Council, saying he understands the difficulty the current council are facing.
I've sat in your position. It was impossible to take it all in. And I saw projects rejected at the table, resurrecting themselves as a staff-promoted plan, and we had no way of stopping them.
The struggle continues for the Christchurch City Council after finishing up their 2 weeks of hearings from individuals and organisations around the city, with many coming forward to suggest and put forth proposals for the future Christchurch. But Moore says there needs to be another process different to the current strategy plan.
The long-term plan, I think, is just a base case. It really does need significant work after the 1st of July. And I consider that you should be completely reviewing your asset management plan.
He also talked about Christchurch East and how the council needs to have a clear focus about the area's future.
And the other thing is, don't let the red zone be a judder to the east. I've already had large organisations comment to me about their views on the east. And it'll be eaten up by big organisations unless the council stands up and says, this is our city. Government, we want to work closely with you. Because I actually think the government's there in good faith, and we need to actually, as a city, step up and say, we are your match.
He has a message for the current council too. Stand up to central government.
Don't think you are the junior party. Do not think that for a minute. You just work out how much this council is paying for, and then work out how much the net cost to the government is. I believe it's time for the City Council to step up. You need to show leadership.
Moore shared some ideas of his own to get the pieces of the struggling city back together.
Maybe you draw a line around Fendleton and Maryvale, and you say, from there to the east, which starts off at Littleton, from there to the east, that's your capital project for the next 10 years. And the rest of the city, it's maintenance, and then you focus on what is broken. I think it's important that we frame the debate away from huge rate increases and key asset sales. I personally believe that Red Bus and City Care don't need to be kept as assets.
He also suggested looking at the number of staff within council to help with costs. However, Moore says that a review on this would need to be done carefully.
We need to actually look at council processes and allow a critical review. You've got 320 people earning more than $100,000. You've got 130 staff in your IT section.
Now it's only a matter of time for the council to piece together the final edition of the 10-year plan, with the document due to be released in a month's time. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.